Welcome back to Parsnips and Parsimony. I am tackling the start of sanding the cabinet for our rental property. Earlier today, I pulled all of the doors and the drawers out of the cabinet. Gonna work in stages. Start with the doors and the drawers, finish those, then do the top, then do the main piece, and hopefully everything will go smoothly. Well, let me show you what I'm working with right now. For those of you who are new to our channel, we picked this up at a restore place. They had all their furniture on sale for the weekend for $20 a piece, and I got this large piece of furniture. It says made in Brazil. I have no idea what kind of wood we're dealing with. It looks a little bit like pine. It feels a little bit like pine, but a little bit harder than pine. So I don't know. We'll find out when we get into this. But we paid $20 for the cabinet. Art got the hole cut in the top for the sink, and now I'm going to refinish it. This is not going to be a stripping this down all the way to the bare wood. My dad and I had a desk that we did about 7 years ago, and we ended up not stripping it down, sanding it, and then we found a stain that was very similar in color, and we just went over the whole piece, so it's sort of all blended in, and then we put a finish on it. I have it in my bedroom. I love it. It has held up beautifully, and that's what I want to do with this piece. I don't think stripping it down all the way to the natural wood is what I need to do because I'm not changing colors. I'm just trying to freshen it up so it looks better, but it's more waterproof since the sink top is right on that wood. And I'm using a marine grade finish. It's by General's Finishes. It's exterior. I got the semi-gloss exterior 450. I use only General's gel stain, and I'm going to be doing that with this project as well. But when I went to my woodworking store, this is what they recommended for the countertop. Not sure if I'm going to do the whole piece in this or if I'm going to go back to my normal polyacrylic that I usually use for wood pieces. So I'm not sure, but I do know I'm going to be using this on the countertop to make sure that it's waterproof and can hold up to having a sink right on it. So Art helped me pull off the hardware on the 4 doors, and I went ahead and sanded the tops. Now my plan is to leave this the color that we're seeing. I'm hoping, should be able to match all of this. We'll see. Trial and error here. I did take a damp cloth. I just wiped it all down, both sides, made sure I got all the gunk off of it. I'm gonna let these dry, start sanding the next ones, and I'm hoping I can get to putting some stain on it tonight. So there's the first door, all stained. I did not sand this. So this in this section here is the color that the door was. And I think that matched pretty well. I don't know if you guys can get a good view, but that I think is a pretty good match. And I ended up using just nutmeg. I didn't mix the 2 colors. Nutmeg seemed to do it, and I'm very happy with it. So now I've got to do the rest of the doors. So we finished last night the drawers, and we decided because the epoxy or the finish, the marine finish that I need to put on here has to cure for 21 days. We really need to get this countertop done ASAP. So we're here sanding away, trying to break down the finish here. You can see it's starting. I need to finish up getting the last little bit here, but just getting started. Main project is get the top done today. So I can sand it and then stain it, but it has to dry for 48 hours before I can start putting the marine finish on it. So realistically, next Monday, I'll put the finish on it, and that will give us, what, about 15 days, 16 days before your parents come, and it's usable. So I think we're doing pretty well, and let's see if we can get this done.
While she is doing that, I am filling in the holes up there. There are lots of holes.
So in an hour, we got almost the entire top sanded. We have a little bit to do right around the top here, but that shouldn't take too much longer. So then the top will be complete. Still need to do this side and then just the fronts. I'm not redoing the cabinets. The inside, I mean, they're fine. It was just the outside where it was all nicked up and just from use and abuse. So just need to sand those and then get this all stained. What do you think, Art?
I'm hoping we can get it done today. What do you think?
At least the top. Let's get the top.
Yeah, the top.
This, because that stain, it's going to take at least 48 hours to dry, so. So I am back and I just finished sanding the top of the counter with 60 grit. I'm going to go up to 120 now, smooth it out real nice, and then that should be ready for stain. I'm not going to do that quite yet because I want to see if I can finish the rest of the sanding on this. I did work on the end here. It's not done yet, but the first coat of sanding is done on that, and then I want to start working on the front here, but first I gotta move the cabinet. There's no way I can fit in here. So I am done with all of the sanding. I cleaned up some of my mess, looked like a hot mess, but now the fun part, which is staining it. So I have all my stuff here and I'm gonna get right down to it. It took me about 2 full hours to do the sides and the front. The top was pretty much done already. So 2 hours to do that. I spent another hour this morning working on the top. And then last night, I think it was about 2 hours I spent doing the staining and sanding the doors and the drawers. So far that puts us at 2, 3, 4, 5 hours into it so far. I'm going to do the staining, which I suspect will take me about an hour. And then at that point, I really have to wait until everything dries before I can continue. My goal for tonight is to finish the staining and then call it a night, and then tomorrow I'll be back working some more. So for the gel stain, this is the nutmeg, and what I used this last night and I mixed it up, but I'm going to go ahead and stir it up one more time just to make sure that stain is all evenly distributed. If you hear noise going on, I have my air purifier that I've turned on to help filter out some of the dust particles from sanding. I went through maybe 1/8 of the can last night. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks really dark, but it's really a nice and very nice color. This has been stirred up. The last thing I need to do, I just need to get a slightly damp tack cloth. I'm going to wipe down this whole thing. Then my stain is stirred. I will be ready to apply this on. And this shouldn't take too long. I'm going to wipe it on and then I'm going to wipe it off. If I want to do 2 coats, which I don't, I would wait until the first coat was dry. That in conditions like this, it's probably going to be at least 12 hours. But in this case, if it's like the cabinet doors that I did last night, 1 coat seemed to do it, so I'm going to put it on and wipe it off. See everything that comes up when you do this? I'll probably end up rinsing the cloth several times to make sure. So dirty. And that's why you tack cloth these cabinets before you stain them. Art's just here helping dry off the last little piece here. And then it will be done until it's dry.
Yay!
So that's all I can do for this piece right now. I can do polyacrylic on the drawers and doors that are home. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that right now, but I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks for coming along. Snail Space Challenge is moving at a cheetah speed. And we might just get it done in time. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Good night.